This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. For many years, Rolex timepieces have evolved beyond just tools for telling time, becoming highly sought-after symbols of prestige and wise financial investments. Their enduring style, impeccable quality, and limited availability contribute to a robust resale market where specific models can appreciate significantly in value. However, given the extensive range of Rolex offerings, identifying a timepiece with the greatest potential for doubling your investment in the next decade can be challenging. In today's video brought to you by the Luxury World, we will explore the nuanced realm of Rolex appreciation, examining past patterns, rarity in production, and consumer preferences to pinpoint the possible frontrunner for your next Rolex acquisition. We will also answer some curiosities about the Rolex watch market. If you have yet to subscribe to our channel, we encourage you to do so to stay updated on our future videos. So let us start with the first question. What is our take on the Rolex 11908 Platinum compared to the coveted Patek Calatrava? That is a compelling question, and we are quite up to date on this topic. There has been considerable buzz surrounding the 11908 Platinum, which is Rolex's recent release unveiled at Watches and Wonders this year. Featuring platinum and an ice blue dial, a signature of platinum Rolexes, it has garnered significant attention. Equipped with two straps, black and brown, it boasts a captivating textured dial. Anticipated to be in high demand, its market price is likely to reflect this popularity. We foresee it hitting the market in about 3 to 6 months, with an estimated price of around $50,000 if traded on the gray market or sold by a retailer. Doubling or even tripling in value upon its initial release would not be surprising, given its desirability. When compared to the Patek Calatrava, our perspective is that while this one is undoubtedly an exquisite timepiece, it is well known for its association with getting ahead on waitlists, which may detract from its allure. If you have the Nautilus or the Aquanaut, it is a straightforward decision, but the concern arises if you do not want to incur significant losses, especially if the market corrects sharply after your purchase, leaving the watch worth less than its retail value. In our view, there is no contest. The 11908 will outperform it easily. This is a topic that tends to evoke strong opinions, based on our experience. We believe it is important to provide transparent insights into the ever-changing Rolex market. In response to the query about the best two-watch Rolex collection under $20,000, considering that already have the Explorer 40, we suggest adding another model. We recommend the Explorer 2, the 42mm variant, available in both black and polar white. However, given the current market dynamics, options under $20,000 are limited. In our opinion, a Wimbledon fluted Jubilee Datejust 41 would be a solid choice, alongside the Explorer 2 Polar. These two selections would comprise a well-rounded collection within your budget. Now, moving on to another topic, what is our take on watch winders? Many people who use them advise against using them, arguing that they only add wear and tear to your watch. However, others contend that if you are regularly wearing your watches, what harm could a few extra turns do? If you are only wearing your watch on weekends and do not want the hassle of constantly setting it, especially if it has additional complications like a date function, having a watch winder makes sense. It maintains the watch's accuracy without subjecting it to excessive wear, as it rotates periodically to keep the movement running smoothly. When it comes to Friday or Saturday evenings, you do not want the hassle of taking off your watch, setting it, and then putting it back on. So, if you are someone who plans to wear your watch for the long term, meaning you have a sizable watch collection and will not wear each watch every weekend, we would not recommend using a watch winder. So if you're planning to wear your watch intermittently, then investing in a watch winder makes sense. Moving on to another question. If faced with a choice between a Submariner date and a two-tone root beer, assuming the Submariner is the steel variant, we will likely sell the root beer. In our opinion, the Submariner is the quintessential all-around Rolex. It is versatile enough to complement any occasion and never fails to impress. Whether it is a formal event or a casual outing, the Submariner fits the bill perfectly. On the other hand, while the root beer has its charm, it leans more towards a dressier aesthetic. Therefore, for long-term wearability and versatility, we opt to keep the Submariner date and part ways with the root beer. The next question pertains to ranking a selection of Rolex models: the John Mayer, the Hulk, the Yellow Gold President, the Rose Gold President, and the Datejust, all with green dials. If we had to choose only one, we would go for the John Mayer. It is an extraordinary timepiece crafted from 18-karat yellow gold, featuring a stunning dark green dial. When you see it on your wrist, it exudes a sense of uniqueness and elegance. Currently valued at just under $60,000, we believe it offers excellent value considering its special characteristics. The Hulk, while highly popular among many, was not initially appealing to many, but its demand has skyrocketed. The rose gold President, known for its iconic olive dial, is also quite special and sought after. Additionally, the Datejust with its mint green dial is a favorite among enthusiasts. As for ranking them, it is a tough call. We rather place the Sky Dweller and the Datejust at the bottom, followed by the rose gold Hulk, the yellow gold President, and finally, the John Mayer taking the top spot. Lastly, if there are those curious about how we perceive the values of precious metal Rolex watches, particularly the new reference Daytona in gold, well, we see them as enduring investments, likely to appreciate over time. Their intrinsic value, coupled with Rolex's reputation for quality and craftsmanship, suggests that they will hold their worth well into the future. Looking ahead, Rolex has placed significant emphasis on its new releases, particularly those featuring precious metals. Currently, precious metal Rolex watches are not as popular in the market, especially those with full bracelet coverage. However, models with special dials remain highly sought after. Interestingly, when it comes to watches on the Oyster Flex bracelet, like the Daytona Ghost, they are the top-selling Oyster Flex model in the market. Regarding the release of the black and gray GMT this year, it is expected that demand for this model will be exceptionally high, similar to the demand for Pepsi. Despite the introduction of new color combinations, the classic blue and red Pepsi continues to be highly sought after. As for potential future color combinations for GMT bezels, it is difficult to say. However, considering the brand's history of innovation and response to market trends, it would not be surprising to see Rolex introduce new and exciting variations to meet consumer preferences. Moving on to another question regarding the Sea Dwellers in gold and steel and the new all-gold Deep Sea. There seems to be a prevalence of negative comments about these models compared to their counterparts in stainless steel. One possible explanation for this could be their larger size, with the Sea Dwellers typically measuring 44 millimeters. This size may not appeal to a massive portion of the market, as many prefer watches in the 40 to 41 millimeter range. Consequently, models like the Submariner and other watches within this size range receive more positive attention. The preference for smaller watches that are worn comfortably, coupled with the perceived bulkiness of the larger models, likely contributes to the disparity in comments. Now moving forward to the big question and main highlight in this video, predicting which Rolex model will double in value in 10 years is a challenging task. A decade is a significant period, and the watch market can undergo substantial changes during that period. However, one model that has garnered considerable attention recently is the Le Mans, specifically the white gold Daytona. This model had a short production run and had since been discontinued. Despite being listed for prices upwards of $250,000, it is uncertain if this price point is realistic. Nonetheless, given its limited availability, there's potential for significant appreciation in the future, although it might take a few years for prices to soar. Other contenders include classic favorites like the Pepsi and the Sprite, which have been discontinued, along with iconic models like the Panda Daytona. Ultimately, the future value of these watches is uncertain, and only time will tell. Considering Rolex's history of adjusting to market dynamics and meeting the demands of consumers, it is reasonable to anticipate the release of captivating variations that enthrall both collectors and enthusiasts. Keep an eye out as Rolex persists in reshaping the landscape of luxury watchmaking through its enduring designs and progressive outlook. What are your thoughts on the topic we discussed in this video? If you found it enjoyable, please consider leaving a comment and giving it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for future updates and more content. Thank you for tuning into the luxury world, and we eagerly anticipate your presence in our upcoming videos.